I made a video about a lady that said she got pregnant and around 8 weeks she went for scan and the scan said no baby, heartbeats and all that. I made a mention of what really, it was just a very short video, so I made a mention of what really caused that, what might be the situation, which I said is a situation of, that's a situation whereby a fetus stops growing at some point, maybe before within the first trimester a fetus stops growing at some point. Most times they refer to it medically as blind. Do you know that most of the miscarriage that happens in pregnant women is as a result of that? And most of them tend not to find out because they don't go for scan and because they don't go for maybe pregnancy test and all that. Most times the pregnancy test comes out positive. Even with blood or urine, it comes out positive. But when you go for scan, they will not find anything heartbeat, and there will be nothing in the sac. The sac will be more like an empty sac. So most of us tend to not to realize this thing is going on in their body as a result of the fact that they have not gone for first scan. And you know where we come from in Africa, most of us, they tell us to go for start antenatal after 3 months. The reason why they always tell you to start antenatal after 3 months is because they know that by that 12 weeks it must have been confirmed that you have is a viable fetus. Like it must be confirmed, it must have been confirmed that you are actively pregnant. It must have been confirmed. Like if you go for scan and everything, it will be showing a viable fetus. It will be showing that you are pregnant. You understand? That's why most times in Nigeria they tell us to start antenatal 3 months into the pregnancy. But some other parts of the world, I don't know, it depends on the country, but most of the countries they tend to start antenatal immediately you find out that you are pregnant. You start antenatal and you start all the necessary tests and everything that is needed for you to do. So I don't know, it depends on where you are and the country you are in and all that, but I know that most of the countries you start antenatal immediately you notice that you are pregnant. Okay, so this is a situation whereby most people don't know. The only thing they know is that after 3 months they tend to start, and from that spot they will go to hospital and the hospital will tell them that they had a miscarriage, not knowing that it's that same that is as a result of, because the way this blind happens is that when that baby stops developing, it doesn't mean you start cramping immediately. It doesn't mean you will start having bleeding immediately. No, the baby might stop growing and you will not know. The only thing you know that you're not even feeling pregnant again. Sometimes you feel, I'm not feeling pregnant again, or all those pregnancy symptoms and all that will go down. Just notice that the symptoms has dropped, and this is not the same way that you have been feeling before. You not money sickness. You normally have you normally throw up food, you hardly eat food, you hardly drink water. All those symptoms will disappear within a twinkling of an eye. And most people tend not to listen to their body. They think maybe their body has gotten to the extent, maybe that's their own way of their body's own way of telling them that they are getting nearer to the end of first trimester. They won't know that such a thing has happened to them. Most times this thing tends to happen from around 6 weeks of pregnancy to 8 weeks of pregnancy. And look what the hospital will do. Maybe if you go to hospital around that 6 weeks, they will tell you to come back in 2 weeks time. That's 8 weeks of the pregnancy. The suspected 8 weeks of the pregnancy, they will tell you to come back. And when you come back maybe 2 weeks after and they still notice, they will just put it in the paper like suspected case of blind. They ask you to come back in 2 weeks time again, so that they will give you enough chance to know if there is a possibility for the baby to develop. The fetus is having a delay in development, so they will give you all the needed time for the baby to know if the baby will come for them. Maybe around 12, the supposed 12 weeks of the pregnancy, that's when they will draw the conclusion of the whole matter. By then they must have given you 2 weeks around 2 times, and all that. That's when they will now draw the conclusion of the whole matter, and that's when they will tell you that you have need, you just go to the hospital. Now look at what you will do. Some people will have this, and when they start, they stay in the house and treat themselves, and why some will go to hospital, and the hospital will have an evacuation for them. So before they do, they will ask you to choose if you would like to do. They will give you the importance and the need for you to do this in order for them to be able to remove the baby, and for yours it's important that you listen to your doctor and do the evacuation, because it can happen to anybody. Like a case of is sometimes in pregnancy, and people tend not to know that that is the reason why they carry this as a result of that was not noticed until the 3 months, because it's around that 12 weeks that you will start. Take note of this. Don't forget, always listen to your doctor. Whatever he said he should do, then go ahead and do. He knows the best for you at that particular point, and that's why you chose him as your gynecologist, because you know definitely he knows the best thing for you to do at any particular point in time. Thanks for watching, and see you guys in my next video. Bye bye.